Welcome back to Take Action News, everybody. David Shuster here. It was just over the past week when NBC's Michael Isikoff got a hold of an infamous Justice Department white paper, which essentially outlines the legal arguments the administration has used to justify the killings of American citizens, including one of them a 16-year-old boy, over the last 4 years. If you look back over the last 10 years, the drone program, the killings have gone on for a decade. They expanded exponentially from President Bush. 52 drone strikes under President Bush to President Obama's 311 drone strikes. Critics of the program believe it violates the most basic of constitutional principles, mainly the rights to due process. There are also some general concerns about the imprecise nature of drone attacks, which have left more than 4,500 people dead, including 216 civilians under the age of 18. This came up at a hearing this past week for John Brennan to be the CIA director. Here's Senator Ron Wyden, who's the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Listen.
I believe the issues before us really have nothing to do with political party and have everything to do with the checks and balances that make our system of government so special. Taking the fight to al-Qaeda is something every member of this committee feels strongly about.
They all feel strongly about, but part of the issue was how much information would the Obama administration share with members of Congress who have oversight responsibilities over some of these efforts. Let's bring in Hayes Brown. He's with Think Progress. He writes on these issues. Hayes, thanks for being part of Take Action News.
Not a problem. Glad to be here.
So, Hayes, what did you make of the dust-up this week, the administration's decision to go ahead and give some documents to the committee? Was that enough?
I think that's a great start, as Senator Wyden has said in some of his interviews. The fact of the matter, though, is that we don't know the full content of the DOJ memo that was given to the president ahead of the al-Awlaki drone strike that gave the full, complete legal justification for this. What we can see is the white paper given to Congress, which is unclassified, and kind of sums it up.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I'm saying that. So the fact is that we don't know even as much as Congress knows at this point. So it's a great start for them to start to turn over those documents. But further declassification should be done in a very organized and well-done way.
Is part of the argument here is that if we're giving an administration authority to kill Americans overseas, granted Americans who may be involved in terrorism, but in any case, we're giving them authority to kill Americans, and then it becomes something of a slippery slope because then any future administration can define for themselves what essentially presents a grave threat to the United States and also order an assassination.
Agreed. One of the things that has to be done is that the targeted killing program needs greater rules of the road if it's going to continue. One of the things that the White House is currently working on is something they're calling the playbook, that is codifying all of these various rules that they want to have into place so that the future administrations have something to look at and say, here's the limits of what we can do according to past administrations. And if Congress wants to keep future administrations from expanding upon that, that's well within their rights. What people tend to miss is that while the executive branch is doing all this, they are carrying out laws that are on the books. If Congress wants things to change, they have the full power to do so.